Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today we're going to be doing a Thunder Dragon deck profile. So I'm super excited about this one because we just got some amazing Chaos support in Toon Chaos, like the Chaos Creator, Chaos Valkyra, and Chaos Space, which are all really good cards to actually throw in your Thunder Dragon deck, which is really awesome. So without further ado guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell on the screen, come part notification squad, and let's get straight on this. But before we do, don't forget to check out that Patreon down in the description below, because we have some awesome rewards for you guys, like getting your name in the description of every single video, getting a signed card sent to the mail, or even getting a requested deck profile of your choice every single month that you are a patron. So let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Thunder Dragon Dark. So each one of your Thunder Dragons has a particular ability that you can discard them to the graveyard to activate an effect, or you can, if they're sent from the field to the graveyard or banished, they also get a particular ability as well, but you can only activate either or of their effects per turn. For instance, your Thunder Dragon Dark has the ability that you can discard this card to the graveyard to add a Thunder Dragon Dark from your deck to your hand, which is kind of reminiscent of the old school Thunder Dragon. This is essentially the retrain of Thunder Dragon. It also has the ability that if this card is removed from the field or banished, or sent from the field to the graveyard or banished, that you could add a Thunder Dragon card from your deck to your hand, which is really cool to be able to add any Thunder Dragon card. We then play 3 copies of Thunder Dragon Hawk. Thunder Dragon Hawk is probably one of the best ones in the entire deck, because it actually has the ability that you can discard it to special summon a Thunder Dragon that monster from your graveyard or banished, which is really good just to be able to instantly get one of them out on your side of the field. And it also has the ability that if this card is banished or sent from the field to the graveyard, then you can send the same number of cards from your hand to your deck and then draw the same number of cards that you sent. So basically, if I want to put back 3 cards from my hand in the deck and then I get to draw 3 cards, it's pretty good to be able to unbrick hands, which this deck doesn't super brick anyways, but it's just like, hey, I need to draw better combo pieces. We then play 3 copies of Thunder Dragon Dark, which is my favorite of them all. That has the ability that you can discard this card to add from your to add 1 Thunder Dragon card that's banished or in your graveyard back to your hand. And if this card is banished or sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon a Thunder Dragon monster from your deck in defense position, which is really good just to be able to get a Thunder Dragon out from your deck and instantly out on the field. We then play 3 copies of Thunder Dragon, which lets you discard it to add up to 2 Thunder Dragons from your deck to your hand, which you're usually going to just add 1 because you're trying to activate their effects to be able to use the effect of Thunder Dragon Titan to be able to special summon Titan on your side of the field, because a Thunder monster has to activate its effect in your hand. So if you discard 1 Thunder Dragon and then add another and then save that one in your hand to discard again for the next turn, then you basically have another play in your hand, which is really cool. We then play 3 copies of Thunder Dragon Matrix, which you guys notice is actually the egg of Thunder Dragon, which is really cool. You can discard this card to make a Thunder monster go up by 500 attack, and if this card is banished or sent from the field to the graveyard, you get to add another Thunder Dragon Matrix from your deck to your hand. But the really cool effect of this is basically when you discard it, it triggers the effect of the Thunder Dragon Titan in your extra deck to be able to special summon itself by attributing a Thunder monster on your side of the field. That is by banishing a Thunder monster from your hand and a Thunder Fusion monster you control, which is pretty good. We then play 2 copies of Thunder Dragon Lord. This card is kind of like the new Colossus until we get Colossus back. But what this card does is it must be special summoned from your hand by banishing 1 level 8 or lower Thunder monster from your hand or face up from your field. During the turn a Thunder monster's effect was activated. That's the same effect as Thunder Dragon Titan, except Titan requires a Thunder monster and a Thunder Fusion monster to summon to your side of the field. Also note that this card cannot be normal summoned or set, so it is searchable by the copy of the Chaos Space, which is really cool. It also has the ability that once per turn, you can quick effect banish 2 cards from your graveyard, including a Thunder monster, to target a Thunder monster you control, and your opponent cannot target it with card effects this turn, and then once per turn during the end phase, you can send a Thunder Dragon card from your deck to the graveyard, which is pretty good too. We then play a single copy of Thunder Dragon Duo, which is a really interesting card that cannot be normal summoned or set, and is again searchable by your copy of Chaos Space. And you have to banish a light and dark monster from your graveyard to special summon this card, and then once per turn, you can basically increase this card by 300 attack until the end phase, and then when this card destroys a monster of a battle, you can banish a card from your graveyard to add a Thunder monster from your deck to your hand, and then once per turn during the end phase of your opponent, you can target a card in your one of your banished cards and add it to the top or the bottom of your deck, which lets you basically manage your resources a lot better. So, that's it for the Thunder Dragon cards. Let's get into the Chaos and Thunder cards that we're playing in here. So for the Thunder monsters, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Batteryman Solar. Batteryman Solar is really good because if this card is normal or special summon, then you get to send a Thunder card from your deck to the graveyard. And if a Thunder monster is normal or special summon one of this cards on the field, then you get to special summon a Batteryman token. And you're pretty much just summoning the token to your side of the field to use as link material. We then play, for the Chaos cards, we're going to be playing a single copy of Black Dragon Collapse Serpent and White Dragon Wyvern Buster, which really comes in handy because you can banish your Thunder Dragons that are sent to the graveyard to trigger their effects, and then you get a monster on your side of the field as well. This deck is actually the reason that these cards got hit to 1 each, is because this deck was so OP with 3 Colossus and 3 of these each, that this deck got really bonkers for a while, and just was crazy with this card. So, you play it as 2 and 2, but to subsidize for the amount of these that actually got hit, we now have Chaos Valkyria. So Chaos Valkyria is a really interesting card that cannot be normal summoned or set. She best be special summoned by banishing a light or a dark monster from your graveyard, and then you special summon this card from your hand. And if this card is banished, then you get to send a light or a dark monster from your deck to your graveyard, but for the rest of the turn, you cannot activate cards or effects with the same name as the one sent to the graveyard. Really good card. I just think she's a 2-of in this deck. I probably would consider playing her at 3, but I think I'm just going to play her at 2 for now. I play a single copy of BLS, which can attack twice during each battle phase, or banish a card on your opponent's side of the field, which is really good. And it also has the ability that you can only activate either or effect, but you have to banish light and dark to summon it. A single copy of Chaos Dragon Levenair, which lets you banish 3 light or dark monsters from your graveyard, and depending on what you banish, depends on what effects it gets. If you banish only light, then you can special summon a monster from your graveyard in defense. If you banish only dark, you shuffle a monster from your opponent's hand into the deck, and if you banish a light and a dark, you can destroy 2 cards on your opponent's side of the field. Really good effect. We then play 2 copies of the new, awesome Chaos Creator. So Chaos Creator is an insanely good card for this deck. It can't be normal summon or set, so it's searchable by your copies of Chaos Space. Actually, everything right here except Batteryman Solar is actually searchable with your Chaos Space, which is basically like Chaos Space was made for this deck. So the Chaos Creator's effects is it cannot be normal summon or set. It must be special summoned by banishing a light and dark monster from your graveyard. And if you control this card that was special summoned from your hand, then you can target 3 of your banished monsters with different names and special summon one of them, and then place the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order. So it helps you manage your resources really, really well in this deck, because you just don't want to use up all of your Thunder Dragon monsters on your side of the field, or that are in your banished pile. You want to get them back sometimes, and so this card really helps out getting them back into the deck, so you can use them again. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom, because you just need the hand traps in here just to stop your opponent, which is really helpful because we don't have Colossus right now. You want to play this card as a 3-of just to stop your opponent from adding cards from deck to hand. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. This deck is a primarily monster-based deck. So like, it's 40 cards, but like, look at that. That's all monsters. So for these spells, we're going to be playing a single copy of Gold Sarcophagus. Gold Sarcophagus just lets us banish a card from the deck. 1 copy of the Instant Fusion to special summon that Kamakuri attack. 3 copies of Thunder Dragon Fusion. Like, we're playing 32 monsters in the deck and like 8 spells. So, Thunder Dragon Fusion has the ability that you can fusion summon a Thunder monster from your extra deck by shuffling the materials listed on it from your among cards on the graveyard and or face-up banish cards. And then during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard to add a Thunder monster from your deck to your hand. This card's one of the best fusion spells in the entire game, in my opinion, and I just cannot fathom why people are only playing this card at 1, because Titan is an amazing card to play it as a 3-of. Even with Colossus at 3, this card was insane, and people still only played it at 1, and it's just crazy to me. Then we play 3 copies of Chaos Space, which is probably the best card in the entire deck now for being a searcher. And what it does is basically you send a light or a dark monster from your deck to your graveyard, or from your hand to the graveyard, and then you get to add a light or a dark monster. Like, if I discard a dark, I can't add a dark. I have to add a light. You have to add the opposite attribute from light and dark that you discard. It also has the ability that they have to be level 4 to 8. That cannot be normal summon or set. So basically, Thunder Dragon Lord is out because it's a level 9 monster. Your Thunder Dragon Duo is in because it's a level 8 monster. So you have plenty of cards in the deck. The only one that's excluded is Thunder Dragon Lord, which is a little bit, not great because it is a level 9 monster. But you can banish this card from your graveyard. And then you can target one of your banished light or dark monsters that cannot be normal summoned or set and place that monster on the bottom of the deck. And then you get to draw a card as well. So basically it replaces itself when it's in the graveyard as well, which is insanely good. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to be playing right off the bat 3 copies of Thunder Dragon Titan, because this deck is basically Thunder Dragon Titan Turbo along with your Chaos Monster. So what this card does is it must be Fusion Summon. It cannot be Special Summon by other ways. It must first be either Fusion Summon or Special Summon by banishing a Thunder monster from your hand and or a Thunder monster that was a fusion monster. You have to banish both of those to summon this card, which is pretty good. And then it also has the ability that when a Thunder monster effect is activated in the hand during the damage step, you can quick effect destroy a card on the field. And if this card would be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish 2 cards from your graveyard instead. So it triggers their effect by protecting itself. Combinary Attack is just our instant fusion targets. We just play it as a 1-of. We then play an Access Code Talker just to be able to pop additional cards and summon a big beat stick. Chaos Soldier is really good because it is a Chaos deck, and also it's really easy to summon level 7 or higher monsters in this deck. And so you summon this card onto your side of the field, and it can either, every time it destroys a monster by battle, it gains 1500 attack. You can attack a second time, or it can banish a card on the field without targeting it, which is pretty good. And it also has the ability that if you use a level 7 or higher monster to summon this card, your opponent cannot target it with card effects, and also it cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects either. So this card is insanely good to summon on your side of the field. Unicorn to spin cards on your opponent's side of the field, which is really good. Phoenix to pop spells and traps, and then we play a single copy of Cross Sheet because we do summon the Titan a lot, and so this card comes in super handy as well. Summon Summoner, say that 3 times fast. It lets you once per opponent's turn, discard a card and then target a Thunder monster in the graveyard except a Link monster and special summon to his own this card points to, which is still pretty good. Predaplant Verte Anaconda, just to be able to use your Thunder Dragon Fusion from your deck. 1 copy of Link Rebo, because Link Rebo is really nice with the Thunder Dragon Matrix to put it on your side of the field. Dingirsu, because when you Link Summon this card, you get to send a card your opponent controls to the graveyard, which is pretty good. And also you can detach your material from this card to protect your monsters from being destroyed by battle or by card effect. Number 38, Hope Harboring Dragon Titanic Galaxy is extremely good in this deck because you have so many level 8s in this deck. To end with the level 8s opposed to having this on your side of the field, it's kind of silly because you can end up with this card negating a spell that's really good. And then a single copy of Abyss Dweller, because Abyss Dweller is just going to negate the graveyard, and you play so many monsters that can just special summon themselves out. Like if you open up a single copy of something like a Batteryman Solar, and then you have like Batteryman Solar or Black Dragon or White Dragon, you can just send to your graveyard a copy of one of your Thunder Dragons that you're going to want to trigger their effect, banish it. Like if I open up White Dragon and a Batteryman Solar, I can normal summon out the Batteryman, send a Graveyard Thunder Dragon Dark, banish Thunder Dragon Dark, get a search, and get my White Dragon on the field, and then go Abyss Dweller, and then I can make it so my opponent can't use their graveyard. So, really good effect. So, that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. It's a really fun deck to play around with. I highly recommend that you guys give Thunder Dragons a try. I hope we get our Colossus back at 1 very soon on maybe the next list. I would love to have Heart Power back at 1 and a copy of Colossus back at 1. I feel like it wouldn't make the deck meta. I just feel like the deck would be fun. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell on the become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.